Are you looking for a VR game to relax in, but you don't want to play Minecraft? Well, CubeVR is like Minecraft, but in VR. I will tell you all you need to know about it. 3, 2, 1, let's build stuff. So, when you start the game, you hear this.
Welcome to CubeVR.
To your left is a board of Patreon donators. On your right side are screenshots of things the community created. Cool idea to get inspiration from. Alright, let's start with the boring part. At the bottom left side, I zoomed in so you can see what I mean, you can disable the music, but it will keep the music active in this video. I don't think it's gonna make any problems. There's also a light mode, which literally burned my eyes, and right next to it, you can change the language of the game, even to Klingon. But keep in mind it does not save your selected language, it always starts in the language of your system. So in the left part of the UI, while still being in the start hub, you can continue your last world, start a new world, load a world, manage mods. Let's check that real quick. Those are the mods you can download in-game, but you can check the Steam Workshop for more and even learn how to make mods, if you're interested in that. Alright, back to the UI. Under manage mods you have news. Well, that's where the news would be if there were any. You can also vote for features, but this opens your browser. Same goes for supporting the game and the Discord. And last but not least in the startup, play music on controllers. Yes, this is my controller making sound. I'm holding it against the microphone of my HMD. And of course, exit the game. Alright, let's click on start a new world. You can give it a name and a different seed. What is a seed? A seed is a starting code, often a number or a word. It determines the random generation of your game world. If you enter the same seed again, you will get the same exact world as before. When you press left A, you open the briefcase, and of course I will first go to the settings. Here you can adjust the performance, the visuals, the gameplay, and see your stats. Under performance you can change a lot of things, which means I'm not gonna go through them, because most of the settings are very well known and self-explanatory. But one thing, don't change DLSS to performance. Why? Well, look for yourself. To be fair, you have to figure out what works for your PC the best. For me, I just try to keep my latency as low as possible with the highest graphic possible. That means a lot of tinkering around. Under visuals you have things like brightness and bloom and such. Alright, gameplay. Here you have things like invincibility, music, seated mode and so on. Because I did not know what to expect, I activated the invincibility while being in the menu. You can also change how often it rains, snows, the length of the day, and there's also a toggle for Astronaut Deers. What is that? Well, keep watching and you will see. And now the stats. Well, you can see I just started the game. So let's talk about the game, shall we? Moving is done by using the left stick, turning with the right stick. Standard stuff. And for everybody who can't use locomotion, you can use teleport by holding right B. But it would be nice if this would be changed. Because if someone who can only use teleport is using the left stick for whatever reason, the person then will move in locomotion and will probably get motion sick. A toggle where you can change to have teleport instead of locomotion on the movement stick would be very nice. Right A brings forth the magic bucket, which is for item gathering or when you have crafted something. But we will come to that in a bit. The touchpad allows quick access to items. When you light press and hold it, the radiant menu will appear and you can select the item. There is no crouch button, which I really don't like. Not because you can't crouch in real life, but when you want to build something or you want to gather something, which you can't do with the bucket, it feels weird. And how are you going to crouch when playing seated? Are you going to stand up from your chair and then crouch? Please, if possible, implement a crouch function. In order to grab an item, aim at it, you will then see this sparkling effect, press and hold the trigger and move the hand towards yourself. It will then fly towards you, but you have to grab it or it will land somewhere else. To store items, you can't put them in your backpack or in your briefcase, you have to use the bucket. As you have seen, there are recipes when you open your briefcase, but the selection is very small, for now. To have more recipes, roam around the map and you will find these letters. Grab them and you will unlock new recipes. A little nice feature to keep you exploring. If you want to, you can also craft items without a recipe, but it's easier with one. You may be asking yourself, when is he going to talk about jumping? Well, never, because there's no jumping, no crouching and no jumping. Okay, I would like to talk about something else that feels weird. When you chop wood, you go to the tree and use your axe, and your axe even leaves marks. Which is cool. But when you want to pull out your axe, you have to wiggle the axe out and your hands don't stick to the axe handle. When you have cut down the tree, it will fall over and then burst into multiple cut in half wood logs, which you also have to cut with your axe, so you can use the magic bucket to suck them in. I think it would be nice if the tree would burst faster. You remember the option Astronaut Deers? That's what it is. Grab your bow, shoot the deer and... Whee! Look at him go! You can also shoot the other animals, but there's no reason for doing that. You can't make food or need food or anything. But you can pick up a rabbit. They do look very detailed. The only thing it does is kicking, and you have to admit it's hella cute. Sadly, you can't boot the snoot. Something rather important, in my opinion, is that your equipment does not break. And something very important, there are no enemies. Nothing will attack you. The only way you can die is by fall damage. Let's talk about the not being able to crouch again. In my opinion, this was not a good decision. Let me explain. First of all, maybe I don't want to crouch in real life and grab a flower. Second, here for example, I want to put a new brick on the wall beneath the other one, so I can build stairs and can go up and down. But when I look down and crouch, my character kinda moves forward, so I just fell down. How about something unique? If you place a block and you want to change the position, just reposition it by holding the trigger while aiming at it. So you only need to destroy it if you want it to be gone. When you dig deep enough, or maybe too deep, the music changes and you have an echo. I did not expect that, to be honest. So, what did I do? I went upstairs and placed the respawn torch because I thought there would be monsters down there. I did not know at this time that there are none in this game. But it turned out that it still was a smart idea, because I kept digging and digging, because I wanted to explore and see what's down there. So when I was finished and tried to go back up, even though I went up in a straight line, I couldn't see the entrance. You're maybe saying now, why didn't you just went back up? It probably wasn't that far away anyway. I would like to say that I went straight upwards for over 30 minutes. So my only option, except from digging up of course, was to use the teleport option. And that I did. And because I had never died in the game, I also assume that this is how it will look like when you die and respawn. You will find multiple biomes in the game. How many? I don't know. In my playtime I found 2, the dense forest and the desert. Talking about the desert, I wish the sand would fall down when there is no other block beneath. If possible, please implement that. Okay, let's talk about the biggest part in the game, the crafting, how it works and what I would like to have. So, how does it work? You open your suitcase, click on crafting recipes and choose your recipe. Let's take wallstone for example. You click on it and then you see the description and what you have to put together in order to craft this item. We need 8 stones. Now let's grab the stones from the inventory and just drag and drop them in the world. After a while the game tells you that you can do this easily by holding the teleport button while you drag the item out before you drop it. Yeah, that's not how it works. To really drop items fast in the world, you need to drag out the item, hold it and then press the touchpad. The one that opens the quick stop menu. Remember, I'm using the Valve knuckles. When you have all your items, you fling them to your hand. Don't forget to grab them and then just put them together. Now the item will glow green and you need to use your bucket. You now have the crafted item in your inventory. It is easy on small recipes, but what about these big ones? A big problem I see and have with the crafting and how it is right now is that you have to put everything together in one piece. For example, this furnace here, you have to have the suitcase open or remember where every item goes and then stick everything together. Let me show you what I mean by that. With a recipe that big, you would build it piece by piece or chunk by chunk. Like here for example. Or like this, but that doesn't work. Also, with recipes that big, I bet there are bigger ones, you have to turn your wrist so strong that your arm will also turn. Why, you may ask? Well, because you can't put the item down and then put it together. You have to have it in your hand. It would be so nice and such a big quality of life update if we could get blueprints, which you put on the surface where you want to build the item and then put the right items into place. Okay, let me also show you how to use the furnace. At the top you need something you want to make. For example, sand to make glass. But before you can start furnacing, you need to make the ingot mold. Let me build that real quick. Now put the crafted item in the place at the furnace. But you can't just drag and drop it. Put the ingot mold in your quick slot, then grab the item and now you can place it. Back to the furnace. At the bottom of the furnace you need to put in things that can burn. Wood, for example, or dry grass. Now hit the flint together over some dry grass. Then put the burning dry grass in the hearth. And do not forget to put in the full amount of items or it won't finish. When the furnace is done, move to the left side of the furnace and pull the lever. There comes the hot glass. And that's it for this video. I hope I could give you a brief overview of the game, what I liked, what I disliked and what could be improved. If you found this video helpful or interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you want to support the channel, click on subscribe. If you have watched the video till the end, thank you, it really means a lot to me. In CubeVR you are always one block away, always one step away from the very thing that helps you in building and crafting your upcoming idea, whatever it may be. Why would you want to give up or stop what you are doing? You have come way too far. Do the next step and your next idea could become reality.